two-time for the cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang. Rocking with the best cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang. Alaila with cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang. What's my bro, the cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and members of the Cha-Cha Nation. Welcome to another episode of the Cha-Cha Let's Talk Music series on the Cha-Cha Music Review podcast. In case you are new here, my name is Hafeestonova, and the Cha-Cha Let's Talk Music series is where I get to have guests and we talk about anything and everything that is music related. And without wasting your time, let me allow my guest to introduce himself.
Good day, guys. My name is Ayomide Oriowo. I'm the co-founder of TurnTable Charts, which is a music chart publication that operates in Nigeria. Simply put, TurnTable Charts is just like Billboard, but for Africa. We follow the same kind of model that other music chart publications around the world, whether it's Billboard operating in the United States or the official charts company operating in the United Kingdom, or Ira Hey Hey, which operates in Australia. We follow the same kind of MO that these chart publications also, which is to focus on music consumption and music activity in a particular country. So for now, we focus on Nigeria.
If you are a music lover or someone that follows, the music in Nigeria, you must have heard about charting. Whether it is a charting from a radio station or from a TV station where they give you, top 10 artists of the year, top 10 song of the year, top blah, 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 blah. All those things are called charting. And that is what, my guest and I will be discussing today. My guest, like you rightly said, he is the co-founder of TurnTable Charts. So let me ask this. What is TurnTable Charts?
Like I mentioned earlier, TurnTable Charts is basically a music chart publication that aggregates data across several platforms, across several channels, whether it's radio, whether it's TV, whether it's streaming. And then, lately, whether it's on video sharing platforms like Triller, which is the only one that we have for now. But eventually you want to aggregate whatever kind of music activity on any platform that is relevant. So we are looking at TikTok, we are looking at Instagram, we are looking at Twitter, we are looking at Facebook. We're looking at everything that any platform in which people use to either consume music or use music. So that is what we do. We aggregate data across those platforms and then we put it in form of music chart. So whether it's the streaming chart, or whether it's a radio chart, or whether it's a TV chart, or whether it's a Triller chart, or we also have like seasonal charts, which are like the summer chart. Soon, once the holiday period starts, we're going to have our annual holiday chart, which is basically to present the most popular holiday songs during the period of the holiday. So that will start about 1 week or two from now. And then the major chart which we publish is the TurnTable Top 50, which is what aggregates like a music activity across radio, TV, and then freemium streaming platforms in Nigeria.
Thank you very much for that. First of all, let me ask this: why the name TurnTable? That was number one. The second question is going to be, how exactly do TurnTable collate their chart? I know you've mentioned from TikTok, from this, from that, but is it that you collect it from somebody that works on there, or how exactly is the whole data collection? How exactly does it work?
Regarding the name, TurnTable is what the DJs use here.
Yeah.
So on the turntable, which is what the DJ uses, that is where you have all the music, all the trendy music, all the popular music. The name TurnTable Chart itself is a play on that word, just to reflect what a kind of tool that has all the music that is relevant, trending, and popular. So it's a play around the word. Then on the grand scheme of things, the name is also a play around turning the table. Like when you think about music chart system or music data itself in Nigeria, it's not something that I would say we've been great at in terms of music data and documentations in Nigeria and other African countries.
Very true.
At the moment, you cannot say that, okay, in 2001, this was the most popular song, this was the most popular album, this was the most, the biggest artist of 2001 was this particular person. You can't say the same for maybe 2002. You can't say for 2000. Wait, as close as 2018. That is how much we don't take music documentation and music data seriously. We felt like TurnTable is going to, like a play on the word, turn the tables and then try to show that, okay, this is something that we can actually do within the African music scene. So that is where we got the name for.
That's very nice. I like that.
Yeah, thank you. So regarding the way in which we collate our data, so we have data providers. Then we also have like a data team. We work basically with what our data provider has. That's for radio and TV. That's Radio Monitor. So Radio Monitor is a British company that has a division in South Africa. So they undo some of the popular charts that they undo is the UK official airplay chart. So they undo that. So they also undo the one for South Africa, and then now with us for Nigeria. So they provide the radio and TV data for us, which is the plays and lately impressions. So when the song is being played and then the amount of people listening to the song. So that's for radio and TV. Then we also have our own data team, which tracks data across other platforms like YouTube and AudioMac. And then we have a partnership that we entered sometime this year with Boomplay. So that partnership gives us access to the data that's for consumption on Boomplay's platform. Yeah. So we also have a partnership which started last year with Triller. So they also give us data considering music activity on their platform for Nigeria. So that is how we operate. So we combine all this data and then we put it out in form of music charts and then other music information. So that's TurnTable Charts and how we operate.
All right. So it is safe to say that every chart that comes up on TurnTable Charts is not a chart, that is being decided by 2 or 3 people to say, oh, you know what, these are the best songs that we like for this month. So let's just, give it our own top 10 charts for this week or our own top 10 chart for this month. They are actually songs that datas, were being monitored and datas were being collated by, right?
Yes, definitely. TurnTable Chart, especially the TurnTable Top 50, aggregates music activity for over 50 million Nigeria.
Wow.
So our data is what cuts across more than just the few thousands of people that stream music on the different platforms that we use in Nigeria. I mean, our data cuts across over 20 states in Nigeria. In terms of TV activity and radio activity. So when you see anything on TurnTable Top 50, whether it's the number one song, it means that that's the number one song across Lagos, Ogun State, Osun State, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Calabar, Jos, Kano, Kaduna. So I'm in all states, but also cities. So I can't remember everything right now, but that is how much data that we put together to make these charts happen. So again, like I said, because of the partnerships that we have, and then because of the kind of data team that we have too, our data already puts across more than just a few thousands of people. So we are looking at the kind of activity that over 50 million Nigerians listen to every week. That is what goes into the data that TurnTable Charts puts out.
Now, I have to say that is very, very impressive. Over 50 million music users, and that is one of the things that you people monitor. But with all the new music, especially 2021, I can't even begin to mention how many songs have been released in 2021. So how has it been, how am I going to put this now? How have you guys been able to manage or, to update, the system? Because like we say, a new song will come out this week and that song might be trending at number 1. And before you know it, another song comes out the following week and it knocks off that song off the charts. Now, my question is this. How exactly does this charting or this data collection system, how exactly does this rate a song to say, okay, you know what, this song is going to be the new song for this week, or that song is going to be, the new song for the week?
As a song gets released, because we are focused on singles charts, also because of the kind of market that we have. We are not exactly like an albums market. Apart from probably the 3 major artists, any other person that releases an album or an EP, it's just 1 or 2 songs that get popular, and then from there, the rest is just do little numbers over the period, and then until the time when they choose another song that they release on, like as a video or something like that. So because of the kind of market that we are focused on singles markets. Now, as a song gets released, we already have a team that is dedicated to music tracking. That's in terms of new releases. As a song is getting released, its performance on each of these platforms that we monitor, we already tell how it's going to get on the chart. So it's not even a question of us deciding that this is what goes into the chart. It's just a matter of what the listeners or the music consumers say, okay, this is what we're listening to this week. Whether it's going to be a new song, whether it's going to be a song of 5 years ago, or whether it is a song from like 2 years ago. So it does not even matter at the time that the song is released. But as long as there's activity around that song, whether on radio, whether on TV, whether on streaming, it's going to get collated into the charts. We already have partners for that. Boomplay already knows the song that goes into their platform. we already know the songs that, I mean, our data team already knows the song that gets on the YouTube chart, on the audio mark chart. Then our system already knows the songs that have been played on radio and then on TV. So all of that is what we put together. So once there's activity on the song and it's enough to be among the top 50 songs, either on streaming, on radio, on TV, or the overall top 50, which is the turntable top 50, then it gets on the chart. So yeah, that's basically how it works.
All right. So it is safe to say that every song that comes into the turntable chart, either as number 1 or as number 10 or as number 50, is basically based on what the consumers are actually doing at that particular point in time. So if your song is number 1, it means that a lot of consumers are currently, digging, or should I say, listening to that song, or there is much activities around that song.
Yeah, exactly. A number 1 song on turntable top 50 is the closest to a number 1 song that you have in Nigeria, because we already the sheer number of amount of consumers that we take into account already lets you know that, okay, my song is actually the number 1 song in Nigeria. So it's not just, okay, I have the number 1 song on one particular platform, but across the nation. So, we still want to upgrade our system, right? Because you need to always upgrade your system. You need to always add more data points. You need to always add more platforms. But even as at now, we still have a system that it's way larger than anything that any other person is putting out, any other chart in Nigeria. So yes, a number 1 song on turntable top 50 is the number 1 song in Nigeria.
All right, good. That's good to know. All right, now, I just got to know about turntable, let's say about 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm not sure when exactly, turntable started operating. So number 1, I need you to, let the audience know how long you've been operating in Nigeria. And number 2, what are those challenges that you faced so far?
We launched our first chart. That's the top airplay chart. It's a radio chart. That's the first chart that we launched. That was July 2020. So basically we launched last year, July 2020. And then regarding challenges, it's we already know the kind of challenge that we face in Nigeria in terms of structure and data access. So that's the major challenge, of course, because we operate in Nigeria, yeah, and then the platforms that, especially streaming platforms, are not exactly the Nigerian platforms.
Yeah.
So it's a different case when it's a Nigerian platform that is like the most popular platform that is being used in Nigeria. So for our own case, it's a platform that we don't have like headquarters in Nigeria or like offices in Nigeria, or where you can say go visit them or approach their office and then have a conversation with them and then try to make them understand what you're doing and then try to find an arrangement that works for both parties or something like that. But as it's more of like, Apple Music, I think Apple Music has an office in South Africa, which is considerably far from Nigeria anyway. So that's some of the challenges that we have in terms of data access and then the kind of structure that we also have. Naturally, in all countries, historically, it takes time before music charts, before they standardize everything that they have. But you have the kind of structure that allows you, it can be quicker. Like, look at the South African chart. They just launched their own official chart that combines, like, although it's still more of a streaming focused chart, but it still combines more than one platform. So it's basically their own official aggregate chart in South Africa. So they were able to do this because of RISA. They are the ones that do music certification in South Africa. So they were able to launch these official charts because RISA already exists. So there's a body, like a private organization that manages the chart. And there's a data provider. And then there's also IFPI that is also part of this. So they were able to do this because there's already like a structure that RISA gives the music scene in South Africa. But for our climb here in Nigeria, it's that kind of body does not exist. So there's no one that turntable is going to go meet that say, okay, this is what we're trying to do. Let us do this with you. So that's like the major problems that we've had. Then I think so because of so TurnTable Chart is more or less like a product of its parent company. So the parent company of TurnTable Chart itself is an actual startup. So it's an aggregation platform. What we do is aggregate content, whether it's going to be music, whether it's going to be any other subsidiary that we launch in the future. So of course, every startup, the issue that you have at the beginning is always funding. So I would say those are the three major problems that we've had: data access, the absence of a structure in the Nigerian music scene, and then funding just to to do some of the things that we would like to do more. So yeah, that's it.
All right. That's some pretty much difficult challenges if you ask me. But because like I already said, I just got to know about TurnTable Charts about 2-3 months ago, and I've been following the Twitter handle, and I have to say the work you guys do are impressive. It is highly appreciable. Now, for a company that is just about a year, and they have, you guys have really, really done a lot. I'm not even going to lie. And I remember when I first saw, when I first came across the platform, I was like, wow. I mean, this is a very, very good step in the Nigerian music industry. We can have our own, credible charting system. It's going to, help a lot. Like you've rightly mentioned, the Billboard and the other charting system across the globe. I think it's time for Nigeria to also have, its own charting system. When you were, talking about some of the challenges, you mentioned, certification, and which is where my question is going to come from. So are we going to get to a point whereby we begin to see, TurnTable Charts do some sort of, certification in terms of, the top selling song for the year is by so, or this song has, 18, diamond, platinum. Are we going to see something like that for TurnTable? And like you rightly said, the year is coming to an end, and we are going to have, a lot of data collation and summaries for the end of the year. So what are those things that we should be expecting for turntables towards the end of the year?
All right, so I'm going to start with the end of the year plans that we have. Every year, TurnTable Chat, we put out what is called the TurnTable Magazine. Volume 2 of that TurnTable Magazine will be released this December. So I can't confirm a date yet, but it's tentatively December 15th. I mean, we have a lot of things that we're going to do around the end of the year data, end of the year chart. So last year, we were able to, for the first time, probably in the history of Nigeria, we were able to categorically say that, okay, this was the number one song of the year, and that was DJ Neptune's Nobody with Joe Boy and Mr. Easy. So we gave it out, and that was part of, we were able to say that, okay, this was the number one song. So that was part of the TurnTable Magazine Volume 1 that we put out last year. So for this year, we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be way bigger than what we did last year. There's going to be a countdown, a global live stream. Again, I don't want to confirm, like, put out information before some of our partners do so, but there's going to be a global live stream on the platform regarding the end of the year countdown. And then we're also going to have like an industry round table, which is going to have a number of stakeholders within the Nigerian music industry, just discussing about everything that has happened in Nigerian music. If you follow the TurnTable social media handles, you will get more announcement and more news regarding this end of the year plans. But yes, you should definitely look forward to the TurnTable Magazine Volume 2, because that is going to be, apart from the end of the year chart, there's going to be a part of it. There's going to be a lot of articles, data-backed analytics, reviews, and then also spotlight on different artists, different industry executive, and all of that. So it's always an all-encompassing magazine for us to put out information regarding a year. So last year we were able to put spotlight on an Arewa artist that goes by the name Amisu Breaker. For this year again, there's going to be another Arewa artist on the magazine. Arewa music is not something that mainstream media in Nigeria puts like so much focus on, but because of the kind of work that we do that cuts across every part of Nigeria, so we try to do that and try to make a place for them. Eventually we're going to have different genre charts in Nigeria, like for TurnTable. We're going to have our hip hop charts. We're going to have Afro pop charts. We're going to have our R&B charts, traditional pop, traditional charts, Arewa charts, probably even Fuji charts, and all of that. But for now, before we get to that point, we still want to be able to put the spotlight. So that's going to be a part of the magazine. So expect a lot from us towards the end of the year. We're going to do so much. We've already started making plans. I've already spilled some of the piece already. But yes, just look forward to a lot of exciting things that TurnTable Chat is going to do with either ourselves or with our partners.
A quick one before you answer the second question. The magazine, is it going to be, is it going to be digital or is it going to be, print?
Okay, so the first issue of the magazine was basically online.
Okay.
Everything. There was no, but for this year, we're considering putting out limited copies of the magazine, just a few numbers. So, of course, we want to also, go into physical because at the end of the day, you have to, if you're a media company, anyways. So, yes, we are considering putting out a few limited copies of physical TurnTable magazine this year.
All right, no problem. So, to the next question.
Okay, so TurnTable Charts itself, might not give certification, in terms of platinum, gold, because music chart publications don't do that. Billboard does not give plat. Yeah, so, but what TurnTable Charts will do at some point is what is called it's going to be called the TurnTable Music Award, or whatever name that we choose to go at that point. So it's going to be an overall, a comprehensive award based on consumption. So the top song is going to be the top song. So it's going to be an award. That's what we're going to do at some point. But in terms of certification, it's possible that we might work with whatever organization that comes up to do something around that in Nigeria. Of course, we are always open. One of the key things that we consider to be paramount to us partnerships. We want to partner with as many platforms, as many organizations as possible to make this happen, because it does not take one tree to make a forest, right? So you have to collaborate with as many people as possible. So if there's an opportunity for us to collaborate with either an existing organization in Nigeria to make this happen, whether it's a matter of us giving them so certification is going to have standards, this is what you need going to go towards gold, what is going to go towards platinum. And because of the kind of data that we have access to, we might be able to partner with them and give them the milestones to that. So possible that we can do that with any organization, any platform that tries to do that So, but as a platform, as ourselves, we can't launch so it's not possible for TurnTable Charts to be giving out class. So we would have to do that either in collaboration or in partnership with another organization or platform. For us, what we can do is an award system based on consumption in Nigeria.
Okay. That's a very nice one. Let me just quickly say this. When he was talking about, the Arewa part of the conversation, for those of you that don't know what Arewa is, as for those of us that are probably not in Nigeria, Arewa is just simply referring to the northern parts of Nigeria. We have the eastern part, we have the southern part, we have the western part. Arewa are those, from the northern part of Nigeria. So I just wanted to, put that out there. Now, enough of, turntables and all that. Now let's get a bit, personal and talk about what is your own music taste. You as a music, fan, you as a music listener, what song will you say, has been your best song so far this year? Just name just three that you say, okay, these are my three favorite songs this year. And this is you talking, not TurnTable Charts.
Well, because of the road I have in TurnTable Charts, I would not be able to tell you my top three songs. Yeah. So I'll be able to tell you a lot of songs that I've enjoyed, or probably a lot of projects that I've enjoyed for this year. So Loje and Saz, Love and Attention EP, or Saz and Obang Jaya's Sweetness EP, or Ruga's Pandemic EP, Lia's Alari EP. Even lately, I've been enjoying more of Ira Star's 19 and Detroit. CK's Boyfriend EP, High Tension 2.0, that is one EP that I've also enjoyed a lot this year. Buju's recent EP. So for albums that I've dropped, I've enjoyed Joe Boy's album, the Caveman's album, Olamide's UI Scooties. To pick a favorite is going to be hard, and I would not also do that because of but there's been a lot of great music, and I'll just leave it to probably the professionals, media platforms that handle this kind of opinion-based information. So at the end of the year, there's going to be a lot of end of the year list and all of that. So
Definitely.
I'll be looking out. Yeah, I'll be looking out towards that. I mean, I do my own I think for the last 3 or 4 years now, I've been doing something like a end of the year based on music, movies, series. So I always put out a list of my top songs, my top albums, my top movie, and then my top series at the end of every year. So maybe you can look out for that, and then you will see it. For to give a like a top like like a top three song that I won't be able to do that.
Okay. Actually, I like what you did. You know, when you started out by mentioning some of the new guys, Loje, Arya Star, Leah, and in my mind I was like, okay, he's playing safe. He's just mentioning the new guys. He doesn't want to talk about the OGs, you know, so that yes. And this is going to bring me into the next question. It just popped into my head. I mean, come on, this is Nigeria, whereby at times a lot of us do not, take criticism very well. So has there ever been a situation, whereby, let's say, a song is topping on your charts and an artist is feeling like, oh, my song is supposed to be topping. What are these people saying? Has there ever been, some sort of, should I say negative comment? Yeah, let me use that word, negative comment from an artist or maybe a body in the music industry towards what TurnTable Charts has been doing or has done so far?
I mean, of course, it's impossible for anyone to not have like negative reviews about them. Normal for whatever it is that you're building, whether it's a product, whether it's anything, as long as that thing is open to consumption or to use or to the to opinion of people, it's impossible to get 100% positive review. I don't think that's has ever been possible before. But I mean, of course, there are perfect things like Breaking Bad and all of that, but it's impossible to say that, okay, yes, this is something I'm doing and I only want to get positive reviews. So, of course, yes, we've gotten negative reviews, whether it's based on the fact that we are still a growing company or based on the fact that our data is based on Nigeria alone or based on the fact a particular artist is not number one, even though they are number one song that you listen to on your own phone or something like that. So it's part of the part of the work. We've already seen that, and yes, we're also trying to work around that. So we have like a different phase of what we're trying to do. So this phase is part of like the orientation phase for the Nigerian. So you will see us doing a lot of like Twitter spaces to which I mean next day we're also going to launch something that's going to be it's going to be called Chat Word on that like weekly Twitter space session. We're going to entertain like questions that anyone has regarding chat and everything that we do. But even beyond that, we also do that in other spaces that we even doubt. So in this orientation phase, just to let the listeners know what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it, we always have to be open to criticism of what we're trying to do. Again, like I said, there is no music chat publication that is perfect in the world, not even Billboard. Billboard had to like change their entire chart, either errors or delay in data provision, and that is Billboard, which is a company that's been existing for over 80 years, that operates in a music scene that is structured, that has access to almost all the data that they need. So you can imagine that even Billboard still has like they still make errors, they still have to like recall all their charts or try to change their chart even after they've published it, or postpone their chart because they have delay. So you can understand the kind of situation that we would be in the kind of climb that we operate. So we already expect it. We already expect that people will not always be happy with what we put out. Because of the fact that what we put out is data-based, it won't be what is nice to someone will always not be nice to the other person. So,
Definitely.
And that other fan, the other fan group will probably feel like, oh no, okay, they don't like this particular artist. That's why it's never number one on their chart or something like that. But like I said, everything that goes to the chart is not even my own opinion. If I create a chart based on what I listen to, it's just going to be Kanye songs and Drake songs. And that's me. So at the end of the day, it's the listeners that determine what we put out.
It's good you mentioned Kanye and Drake. At least they are not part of the Nigeria, system. Who do you think are the better album between the both of them?
I mean, Donda is better than TLB. I mean, it's a very easy question to answer. Like, Donda is probably the best album of this year. I mean, so yeah.
I kind of agree with you on that because I've listened to both albums and I don't know, Donda, I keep going back to Donda like almost every single day. But with CLB, maybe I just pick a few selected songs and, that's just it about me, So, to round up the whole conversation, because it's been an interesting conversation and I've, really learned and enjoyed, the conversation. But to round it up, I'm going to, ask you, in terms of projection and in terms of, goals and achievements and aims and objectives, in the next 5 years, what is the goal? What is the mission, of TurnTable Charts?
Okay, 5 years time, TTC wants to be one of the biggest media platforms in Africa, which is what we're trying to do. In 5 years time, we should be operating in at least 10 African countries. 5 years time, we should have a standard album, sales, and then all that genre charts. 5 years time, I mean, like I said, TurnTable Chart, parent company chart is not just looking to work on new music. So we're going to have launched other subsidiaries of the parent company. Also, it won't be TurnTable Charts, but it will be TurnTable, whether it's other part of entertainment, whether it's other part of other things within tech. So yes, in 5 years time, that's what we're working towards.
Okay, so charting system in about 10 different countries, a standard, album chart, and a lot more to come in the next 5 years from TurnTable Charts. Once again, thank you very much for being on the podcast. It's been an informative, and entertaining discussion that we've had. Any final words to those that are listening to us right about now?
If I say my final words are thank you for being TurnTable Charts on podcast and your platform and trying to spread the word, the information and everything that is about TurnTable Charts. I think final words would be follow TurnTable Charts, whether it's on social media, check out our website, the things that we put out, and anticipate the TurnTable Magazine Volume 2 that will be dropping in December 2021. And then just stay with us and grow with us and be a part of the TurnTable community. Starting from the end of the month, you're going to hear a lot of things about TurnTable Charts in terms of new additions for team members, partnership, new system, and just stay tuned and just watch us do something remarkable, something even something has never been done in Nigeria.
All right, you mentioned the website. What is the website? The name of the website?
Everything is, the website is turntablecharts.com. On Twitter and IG, you can follow us at TurnTable Charts.
Everything is just TurnTable Charts everywhere.
Yes.
All right.
If you just search TurnTable Charts on Google, it will redirect you to our website and then.
All right. Once again, thank you very much for being on the podcast. It's been a lovely conversation, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and members of the Chacha Nation. That is where we are going to end the conversation for today. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation as much as I have. It's like coming with another episode of the Chacha Let's Talk Music series on the Chacha Music Real podcast, which is now being brought to you by Absolute Tap Media, your number one online media and digital marketing agency. My name will always remain Hafeestonova, aka your musical plug, creator of the Energy Force. Peace out.
Time for the Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Rockin' with the best, Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Alayela with Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. What's my body, Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Cha-Cha gang.
What's my body, Cha-Cha gang. Cha-Cha Nation. Thank you. One love.